Oh man, yeah, everything is like, I feel it's so much lower. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're putting that on the internet.
Please, man.
Because you're just standing there all statue-like, not flexing anything.
Because I watch your videos.
There you go. Compare that to...
Ah, interesting, okay. In a much different spot than I'm used to.
Yeah, the intonation is radically different. It's a nice sound.
Yeah, I can definitely sit on it pretty, I can relax a little bit.
Yeah. There you go. How does that compare? It was back to that first one.
Sure.
This one is nearly the same on the face, except for the rim, but it's much tighter. The backbore, the whole thing is kind of like
I feel that now. Okay.
Yeah, that's just that. It is too restricted.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. I'm almost like afraid to open. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, this one is mine, but you should totally try it. It's the same mouthpiece, but in nickel.
Okay.
Which will
I've been curious about
charge that sound up quite a bit. So that's, you don't have to play as loud, or you don't have to push as much to get it to sizzle,
light up,
to
yeah.
really sizzle. But on, and it's okay, you can play nice and sweet enough, but I kind of feel like there was just more tone in this one for you. This is our universal, with right now just brass slide. So this is closest thing I could put in your hands to your horn.
Okay, great. Man.
Now pop in our mouthpiece,
Sure.
because there's a lot missing from that sound still. Yeah, see how much more is going on there? See how much more?
Man.
There's in comparatively in your mouthpiece there's a nasal kind of quality that happens, which is preventing the ooh from showing up in the sound.
Okay.
And when you're doing like like playing soft fluffy bebop kind of
Yeah.
stuff, on this there's not much tone.
Yeah.
All that extra buzzing. Now
Wow.
let's do. So I want to sprinkle a little bit of bronze in the mix. Let's start with the mouthpiece in bronze.
Sure.
And then, so this we're going like there's a really magical pairing between the metal of the mouthpiece and the metal of the tuning slide bow.
Okay,
Right now we're
interesting.
going bronze here, brass there, and we'll
Interesting.
switch it after.
Okay.
So that got warmer.
Yeah. I like that.
You like it? All right. So now let's try the inverse.
Sure.
Back to brass mouthpiece, but with a bronze tuning slide,
Oh man,
which are different.
these are sweet. It's my first chance to really dig into these, man. I've
Yeah.
been waiting for this for a long time. These are so cool.
That's not as
quite
nice.
the same. Yeah,
right?
yeah, I agree.
Good. All right. So I love when your opinion matches mine.
Yeah, my ears are being validated as well. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just objectively better.
Yeah.
There's more clarity to the articulation.
Why is that?
everything.
What about that?
Well, I mean, I'll start by saying that lots of people have different relationships to different, like Charlie's a really nice trumpet player on both sides, classical and jazz and lead. I mean, he's just a great trumpet player. Put a bronze slide in his horn, he sounds like not.
That's crazy.
That's a little bit not as good. No, it's bad,
noticeable, right,
objectively
wow.
bad.
Crazy.
And he and it's like, so Charlie and bronze slides. Charlie and bronze don't hang out. Mouthpieces, tuning slide. It just
so funny,
doesn't.
yeah.
And it's but I mean,
So it's
it just-
highly personal.
It very, and it
Interesting.
really just has to do with the finding the combination of materials that works with the way that you blow. Period.
Right.
You know, and there's, for instance, I don't typically like nickel slides.
Okay.
He works great with them. For me, I feel so restricted. I feel like the sound got just way more directional and you know, and it's just
Yeah.
and it locks. It has a positive quality in that it quantizes you harder to notes. There's less flexibility. It's more idiot-proof. You know, hitting all the targets. But it comes with a at a
Right.
cost. So I don't like nickel slides, but I love nickel mouthpieces. And it just is that way. Some people don't like nickel mouthpieces because they want more of an experience of like slip sliding. You know, they
Yeah.
want kind of more of a fretless experience. And to get all of that bending by way of having a fretless experience, I like having an extremely fretted experience and doing half-step bends to get my vocal isms.
see. Yeah,
Those
yeah, yeah.
That's a huge difference right there.
I see.
You know, I adore Philip Dzak's playing.
Yeah.
But he wants the exact opposite
The loose.
from what I want. Yeah,
Interesting.
he wants it completely fretless if he can get it that way.
Interesting.
And I go exactly the opposite direction, but we're both going for the
the same- you're right.
the same kind of like
Same texture,
vocal quality, you know. And so
Interesting.
it just works better for him if you just leave him alone. Don't put any nickel or anything anywhere to like make it more rigid. You know, just give him brass and make it all very flexible. So it's about that that scale where on one side you got flexibility, on the other stability.
Yeah.
And too much stability for the wrong player ends up feeling like, you're all straight jacket. Too much flexibility also can be kryptonite. That's my kryptonite.
So this is
bronze.
Okay, bronze.
And brass.
Bronze and brass.
Now you went brass mouthpiece, bronze slide, and that was not good.
Yeah.
Like not only just like a little
Kind of
bit not
deadening.
as good, but not good.
Yeah.
It was like, it was dead, and there was a lot more at the articulation.
Yeah.
And we haven't changed the geometry. It was the same damn mouthpiece.
Right,
All we did was just change where the bronze and the brass go.
Right.
And there it is. So there isn't a good, easy answer as to why. Physics can answer why different materials create different results, which is just that when the air turns the corner, if this is vibrating more, it's going to feel more like the targets are flexible. If it's vibrating less, it's going to feel like the notes are more, hard quantized. I like bronze because bronze is a denser material that makes me feel more like I'm locked into rails. And that's the playing quality, but then the sonic quality is it gets warmer and wider. So I just like bronze for everything that it does. But if I had bronze here and bronze here, it would be too much bronze. It would be dead, sort of lifeless. Nickel here and nickel here, and it's just bright and thin and nasal, and I can't bend anything. And so it's like, which material goes where is a lot of what this is all about. Once you settle on good geometry, then we've got like multiple horns, multiple cases where we've got same geometry with two different models, and the only difference is just which material and how thick it is in which place on the horn.
Right.
So that's what it is. Now it's just a question of finding out what works for you.
Right.
And this works. You like the bronze, so let's try the 2L2 in bronze. It's more like a C cup. That was a D cup. This is a C. Yep. Nice open tone everywhere. Can tell you're accustomed to having to bend some things north.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. In this case, you can just sit fat and happy on every note. Yeah. You dig? That's a whole other world. Yep.
Oh, wow. Oh, man, I can, ease up on that a ton. Yep. That was crazy.
Yep.
Wow.
Cool. All right.
Thanks, sir.
Different weight class, right?
Yeah. It's got a great sound.
Yes. Now just back to what you were playing on before.
Yeah, I immediately have to try harder to get what I was getting out of that one.
On this one, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just it's a small difference. This is the 2L2.
And this is the 2L.
And that's a 2L.
Oh, so what's the difference?
The entrance into the throat is a little bit different. It's this is more of a quick plateau into the throat, whereas the 2L has kind of a softer slope to it. It's nice to see you reminding yourself, oh yeah, I just have to get low on everything, because you're accustomed to moving things especially with that scale. You might start by bringing the notes down, but then eventually you're lifting them up, which is just a confusing thing for the body to deal with.
Right. Yeah, it's counterintuitive. Yeah. That's also something I feel like probably all of us are constantly trying to do that in our playing, is just always remind ourselves to open up and sit on the notes. But definitely,
Yeah, open up, yeah. I mean, that may be people's modus operandi, but you can't sit on notes when the mouthpiece makes them flat.
Right.
You have no choice but to prop them up. It's a lot of sound, right? You're not playing. You're in
doing
first gear.
Much at all.
Right.
Oh man, yeah, everything is like, I feel it so much lower. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like condensed my, I'm
Right.
just working that much.
Right. Instead of like jumping up to reach for any notes, they're all just like right out in front of you.
Pick it off a shelf.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that A especially, I feel it's like, oh, whoa, that's like, I would have to spend some serious time relearning where that is, because it's so easy. I'm so used to having it.
But it's a really quick adjustment period when you're a good player, because it's a question of repetition on intervals, like trills, or, doing repetition on an arpeggio, something like, that kind of. And just letting the repetition help guide you in a little closer to the sweet spot every time.
Yeah.
Or just. And that kind of stuff, you're there in a day.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty hard.
So you're on a deeper, bigger mouthpiece than before.
Yeah.
And you're on certainly a bigger horn than before.
Yeah.
And the upper register is stupid easy.
It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're putting that on the internet.
Please, man.
Because you're just standing there all statue-like, not flexing anything.
Because I watch your videos.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is like, wow, it's really killing. Real quick question. If I wanted something a little looser than this current configuration, I want to be able to do the inflection stuff a little easier.
Brass, 2LB. Well, I mean, it's not terribly different. Try that. I mean, bronze doesn't really make things more rigid. Nickel does.
I see.
Bronze has, I'll describe it in these terms. So if brass is the starting point, and with its flexibility feeling flexible, we'll call brass flexible. Nickel is extremely, hard quantizing, and it in the way that it doesn't let you really put the note anywhere you want it to. It's so much louder and fuller and richer on the sweet spot where it mathematically should be placed, that anything else is so much smaller that it just feels like it's obvious that that's not where it is. You want it to go here. So the nickel is really uncompromising in terms of its kind of driver assistance, in the way that it gets you to play the right notes. With bronze, it's a little bit more subtle. It's a lot more subtle. But it does reward you with greater resonance on the mathematical sweet spot for each note. The further away you get from that sweet spot, the less resonant it becomes. But it's not unforgiving like nickel. However, it still is, I guess by my definition, less flexible than brass, because of the fact that with brass you can play 30 cents flat or sharp, and it's still going to be closer to the same exact tone quality as if you were playing down the center of the horn. With bronze, there's more of a noticeable difference.
I see, okay.
So
that makes sense.
In this regard, I don't think it's going to, for what you're asking for, I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. If you wanted more flexibility than that, I would say play the bigger horn, play the solo max, because with the bell being more open here at the beginning, the targets are all wider to begin with.
I better try it, right?
So you see what I mean?
Beautiful
Like,
sound.
you know, it's bigger.
Yeah.
So there's more, there's a wider note target to shoot for in the first place.
Absolutely.
But it's a double-edged sword because
Right.
that just means you can be sharp and flat more of the time.
Right.
You know, so careful.
Man, that feels great. Man, these are so sick. Wow. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. The big horn might have to. I'd have to work on that one a little.
Right.
Huh? Yeah.
But if you here put the same amount of energy and the same everything into that.
Wow. Yeah. What
See?
the heck? Are you kidding me?
It's so stupid easy. that's why I switched. I was playing on the big one.
So the Solo Max.
Yeah, because back when I made that choice, we had two bells, the big one and the small one.
Yeah.
And it was clearly not the small bell for me, so I went with the big bell. But now that we've got the porridge that's just right in the middle, where it's got a slow, narrow taper like the small bells,
Yeah, this.
and then gets big.
In comparison,
You
that's
get
crazy.
you get the big boy sound, but it feels to drive like a small boy.
Yeah, that's crazy.